Last week we were talking about using blending modes to kind of mesh things together. We had the sky there, we looked at the different blending modes. We decided that, darken or multiply were pretty good. Darken had kind of the best capabilities if we wanted to blend that sky so it looked like it was behind the castle. But there's other ways of blending things, not just blending modes. So with this BlendIf file, let me just talk about the blending options that are available. If I just double click on the layer here, these blending options pop up. You can also get to them from the menus, but you can just double click on the layer, not on the name, but on the layer itself. And you can see this little section down here, Blend If, this layer and underlying layer. So on this layer here, I've got a gradient, black to white. The underlying layer is 50% gray. So if I choose the This Layer option, right now it's saying Blend If this layer is between black and white. And right now everything in here is between black and white. But if I grab this little black point and start pulling it up, I'm telling it blend only if this layer, with the gradient and the colors there, is between 65 and 255. Or if it's between 0 and 171. So you can have things blend together in different ways. And you can also tell it if the underlying layer, so if the underlying layer is between 0 and 255, everything's between 0 and 255. But if I pull this up to above, that bottom layer is 50% gray, so if I pull it above 128, it's not going to blend it because the bottom layer isn't between 141 and 255. If I turn on the little gradient down below there, this will give a better idea what's going on with the underlying layer. So if the underlying layer is between 0 and 255, if I start pulling this up, look at what's happening. Now it's telling it blend if the underlying layer is between 46 and 255. Since this is 0 all the way up to 46 here, it's not between 46 and 255, so it's not going to blend it. So you can kind of play around with how things blend together. And right now it's a fairly hard cut line, but if you want it to be a bit of a softer transition, you'll notice that this little marker here has a slit in the middle. If I hold the Option key and click, I can actually separate that into a bit of a gradient. So it's saying blend if the underlying layer is 49, show it a little bit, 100, show it fully, and you can play around with these little edges around here. And what that can let you do is things like this. I could say, blend if this layer is between 0 and 255, or you could start pulling this up and it's no longer blending. Only the very brightest areas of this layer, which are between 201 and 255, will blend. So now it kind of looks like the clouds are in front of the castle. It's a little bit of a harsh cut, but again, with the Option key, if I hold the Option, I can actually split this into sections. So you can play around with where that blend occurs. So that can be other ways of blending things together. In this case, it's more like the clouds are kind of floating in front of the castle.